Okay, hello. Welcome to the explanation of the business portfolio. So the business portfolio is going to be, for those of you that move on past the probationary period, it's essentially going to be your final project for the class. And it's never too early to start thinking about it. So that way it's not a last minute product. So essentially you want to show your best work in this project. And so even to begin starting to think about it is going to be a very good move for you to get into. So I wanted to present this to you early. So why are we going to do a business portfolio? Well, there's a lot of reasons. One, so I can see that you've learned something. Two, it's just going to be a good product to have. A lot of what you're doing, and whether you decide to stay with medical billing or you move into other careers, you're going to be writing a lot of different products, especially cover letters. And it's good to have a good template built. And what we're doing in this class is we're building a lot of templates. It's good to have a lot of knowledge of different styles and audiences. And by having this business portfolio, you're just going to have that ready. So, there is a big prediction of a growing need for good communicators. And one of those reasons, and we can see here by some of this wording here, technical skills are really emphasized. And what that means is, if you think of a doctor, so when doctors go to medical school, they go to school to learn medicine. There occasionally is a program that has them learn social skills or communication, but that's more of a rarity to anything else. The big push is for them to learn medicine. Well, because they're focused on medicine and all they're doing is medicine, their communication skills are very lacking. That means there's a low supply of skilled communicators, but a high demand for communicators. And there are jobs, we call them technical writing, where, for example, a doctor will hire a writer to do a lot of the communications. So there is a market for this, because as skills increase, communication skills decrease. And so there becomes a higher need and a higher paying need for skilled communicators. And also, by having this portfolio ready, it communicates your professional value. It shows you're ready, it shows you're knowledgeable in how to write these items, and it shows you're prepared. Because a lot of people don't put a lot of effort into going into an interview. Having this portfolio ready, even if it's just minutes after an interview, will put you above everybody else. So, just in addition, it helps to build your professional brand. If in an interview they do ask you for a writing sample, if it's in person, you can produce one. If it's online, being able to respond within minutes with a writing sample just demonstrates your professional attitude and your professional demeanor. It demonstrates a work ethic and preparation. So the fact that you did this beforehand is impressive, because a lot of people going into interviews will not have any kind of materials prepared. They will wait. It's usually, if I get the job, I will. So by having prepared writings already, it demonstrates I am prepared, I have a strong work ethic. It shows your understanding. It shows your knowledge of realizing the different communication channels and the different styles of writing, and your ability to recognize all of that. Quite frankly, having interviewed people and hired people, everyone kind of says the best thing they can. I can do this job. No one goes into an interview saying, I can't do this job. It's always how amazing they are at doing this job. I can do this thing. That's a lot less valuable than someone saying, here is that thing you want. Let me show you. That is highly impressive. It shows me you can do the work. I'm not trying to guess whether or not you can do the work. You are showing me at that moment that you can do the work. And as previously mentioned, it creates a template for future work. So if you have to do an indirect message and you're thinking, oh, how do I put that together again? Well, that's great. I already did it indirect informative. I can just take that template, rearrange some of the wording to make it appropriate for my audience and my subject. Done. And so again, even in the workplace, having these templates available allow you to work more effectively and efficiently to be more impressive. It also allows you to be in a position to teach others and to provide those templates for others. So you start maybe not in an official role, but you start showing leadership skills and supervisory ability so you can end up in a higher paying position. So what is a business portfolio? What are you going to turn in? You are going to turn in one single PDF document. For those of you without Adobe Acrobat, you can print from Microsoft Word into a PDF file. I believe you can do the same with Google. So you all have access to PDF capabilities. What you're going to include in this PDF document, and it's going to be a sizable document, you're going to include your resume and cover letter that you're preparing in the other modules of this program. You are also, after that, you are going to include a recommendation letter. In this recommendation letter, you're going to review all your teammates and their performance, as well as your own. So essentially, you are grading yourself and your teammates on their performance to contribute to this project. So you will get input into everybody's performance, including your own, which is a very good skill to have. You can't grow unless you know your weaknesses, and you can't establish yourself as having very strong skills until you realize what those skills are. So being able to recognize that is very important. Now, after your recommendation letter, now with the recommendation letter as well, I want a cover page. And a tasteful cover page. What I mean by that is maybe put a little header on it, the nice little color, choose what I'll say is a professional cover, so no hot pink, and maybe even create a logo. So you can go to canva.com, and you can, through a free account, create a nice, simple logo. So remember, business professional, Google what a business professional cover letter would look like, a business professional header. You are not designing a rave flyer. Simple, elegant. That is optional, but it does pop out, give a little splash. Again, simple. That is going to be the key to it. After that, you're going to include your team industry report, your team proposal, and your team validation report. Now we'll get to those in later videos on what those are. In each one of these, how you're going to present them is, and I show you a brief progress on that, is you're going to have a cover page. I suggest it matches the prior cover page. Remember, simple, professional, elegant. On that cover page, you are also going to add a 1-paragraph description. Keep it simple. This is to describe as if someone you didn't know was receiving this portfolio. So for example, if you went to a job, that way they don't have to ask, oh, what is this? On the front cover page, it will tell you, this is a letter that I wrote regarding blah, blah, blah. After that cover page, you are going to have the original assignment you turned in with your team. So for example, with the team industry report, cover page, team industry report. Behind that, you are going to have your revision. So your revision can be a revision worked on with your team, or it can be your own personal revision. In case there is any arguments on how to approach a certain style or wording, this will be your opportunity to say, hey, this is how I want it to be. This is the way that I wanted to represent myself. So just to reiterate, it'll be cover page, one-page paragraph on that cover page telling a stranger what the document is, the rough draft, or what you already turned in for your team, and your revision. You will then again put another cover page for the team proposal. The team proposal you turned in, the revision, another cover page, team validation report, the assignment you already turned in prior, and a revision. That'll be all your final project, and that you will turn in on the final day of class. Now, what I will also say in this is I will welcome any additional documents. So we have discussed in class, we have discussed newsletters, so that requires a different kind of not being formal. So any writing samples, I would stay away from the poetry, personal letters, but newsletters are appropriate because depending on the job that you have, that's going to be what you want to show your ability. That could be possibly a secondary part of your position or what differentiates you from other applicants. We are also going to create a network slide, both for your team and for yourself, or even the PowerPoint we work in, you can print that off in PDF. That is also something that I would consider putting into your portfolio if you choose, but that is optional. That will not count against you if you include that, as long as it looks professional and nice. That is a very good addition to put in. So just something to consider, not exactly what I'm looking for, but that is one of those differentiating factors that might make me look at your portfolio and go, wow, that is someone that needs to be hired. So that's just something for you to consider. So I am here to help. You've all emailed me, which I greatly appreciate. That right now is the best email to get a hold of me at. I also have a Calendly, and if you're not familiar with Calendly, you can go ahead and set up an appointment with me, 15 or 30 minutes. There is an hour option, but if you're making an hour option appointment with me, I would prefer that's with the team. For an hour, we can talk about how your team is approaching various topics, but feel free, that's going to be the best way for me to know, basically to schedule out my own life. I do want to help you, but I need to go ahead and arrange things so that I have the time to sit down and be of value and use to you. So I just wanted to wrap up. This is not part of the class, but this a little something for you to think about. And it's just about knowing your worth and how to ask for it. So as you're building your skill set, you are also building your value and your worth. So if you go to YouTube, search for Know Your Worth and then ask for it. It's a 9-minute video. I do believe it's worth taking a listen, and just one of those extra things in life that may add value to your own life. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me, set up an appointment on Calendly. Thank you, and I'll see you in class. Have a great day.